Next characteristic of living is reproduction. Ability of an organism to reproduce. Ability of an organism to produce offspring which is more or less similar to parent. Sexual reproduction, a type of reproduction, sexual reproduction, offspring is less or more similar to the parents. Asexual reproduction, offspring is identical, exact copy. They are also called as clone to the parents. Example is budding hydra yeast. Yeast is an unicellular eukaryotic organism. Next, when we are talking about asexual reproduction, in regeneration, fragmentation is a process. In fragmentation, we have learned the example of fragmentation in previous classes, that is Spirogyra. Spirogyra is a filamentous structure. In this, accidentally Spirogyra splits into 2 to 3 pieces. It gives rise to a new organism. And the example of regeneration which we have discussed in 10th class is planaria. Same planaria, if splits into 2 to 3 pieces, can give rise to new organism. More example of fragmentation is algae and fungi. Same again in this context of asexual reproduction, we are talking about spore formation. Spore formation is found in bacteria and fungus. In unfavorable conditions, they convert themselves into the spores, and when they get the favorable conditions for their growth and survival, they develop into a new organism. Now, the reproduction cannot found in non-living. Reproduction cannot found in non-living. Non-living organisms, reproduction cannot be found. The example of living organisms where reproduction is absent. I am going to discuss the example of living organisms where reproduction is absent. That is mule, hybrid of horse and donkey. Now, the hybrid of horse and donkey, mule is sterile, which do not have ability to reproduce. So, what is the necessity of creating this hybrid mule? To combine the characteristics of two different organisms. For example, a horse has the qualitative characteristics of being active and fast running, and donkey has a characteristic of carrying heavy load. Next question arises, is mule living organism? As mule is a living organism, then also the mule is sterile. So, reproduction, we can say reproduction is absent in few living organisms also. There are some infertile couples also, which those couples which they do not have their own children. So they are infertile couples. So we can't say that the infertile couples are non-living. They are living. Honeybees, they live in beehives. There are different type of honeybees. That, for example, first one is queen bee. Queen bee is the bee which is having 32 chromosomes. That is, queen bee is diploid in nature. It has diploid chromosome in its genetic material, and this queen bee is fertile female. Second type of honeybee is drone male. Drone bee or drone males, they are the one having n number of chromosomes, that is the haploid number of chromosomes. Number is 16. So when this queen bee lays eggs, egg will be having 16 chromosome, and it mate and the egg will be mated with the sperms released by the drone bee. Then if the fertile offspring will come out, then it will be queen bee. If it would be infertile, then it will be a worker bee. Worker bee are infertile females. So last two statements regarding reproduction: all things cannot necessarily be able to reproduce. Reproduction is not the defining feature of living organisms, because we have talked about mule, Mule is also a living organism, but still it is sterile. And we have talked about infertile couples, we have talked about honeybees, in which different fertility is present. So in unicellular organisms, we cannot clearly define growth and reproduction. In unicellular organisms, when we talk about unicellular organisms, we cannot define growth and reproduction. Why? Because when unicellular organisms grow, it will simultaneously split into two. That is also a part of reproduction. Actually, growth is a increase in the nucleocytoplasmic content of the cell. But in unicellular organisms, growth and reproduction, the words are used interchangeably. Third characteristic feature of living is metabolism. Metabolism, we have discussed, it is all the chemical reactions going within the living system by the help of enzymes, biocatalysts. So metabolism, it is of two types, that is catabolism and anabolism. Catabolism is the complex substances splits into simpler ones. Anabolism, look at this, catabolism, complex splits into simpler ones. Anabolism, simpler ones combine to form complex. All the reactions in the body that is again supported by enzymes. Metabolism is found in all living organisms. Metabolism is not found in non-living. In non-living things, we cannot find metabolism. So what about rusting of iron? This is a metabolic process, or think about this question, what about rusting of iron? Is it a metabolic process? At last, conclusion for this metabolism, characteristic property of metabolism is the only defining property of living. Now, what is IVF? In vitro fertilization. Metabolism, which we are saying it is a defining property of livings. In this context, I am talking about the example of IVF, in vitro fertilization. In lab conditions, fusion of male and female gametes takes place. The reaction is conducted in a non-living, that is test tube, while the reaction is living reaction. So when we are talking about the reaction, that is metabolism, is a living reaction and it takes place in the living organisms. That is why we have called metabolism as a defining property of living. Next property we are talking about cellular organization, that is unicellular or multicellular. Cells are present in living organisms. All livings are made up of cell. Non-livings do not have cells. Basic cell theory I am talking about. Cells are present in living organisms. All livings are made up of cell. Non-livings do not have cells. Cellular organization is the defining feature of living. Now next property I am talking about